Okay, so the home guarantee scheme has been put into effect. That was updated the 1st of October. And there's a lot of questions around how this will have impact on the property market. So I want to visit some of them today. I've already had a lot of comments on some of my posts about what that's meaning for the property market. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? So I'm going to share some of my perspectives on what we're seeing here on ground level with the introduction of the updated home guarantee scheme. For those first home buyers that want to know more about what that means for you, I did launch an article this week. So you can check that out using the links below and have a read of what that means for you. But essentially what it's done, it's removed the boundaries of the previous scheme, and it's actually opened up a broader market to first home buyers. So previously on the Sunshine Coast, for example, the cap was 700,000. That's now moved to $1 million. There's no more income caps. There's no more limited spaces for this scheme. So it really broadens the choice to first home buyers in the marketplace, which is a great thing. However, what that's going to do, and we're already seeing it, is it's going to push up demand. Now, Martinuzzi, in his article this week, talked about that as well. And whilst it's a great incentive. It encourages more first home buyers to get into the market. It has sort of a double-edged sword. So it'll put more demand in, and he sort of suggested 70 to 100,000 more buyers coming to the marketplace over the next year or two. And in a market across Australia, on the Sunshine Coast here as well, where there is a very limited availability of properties to purchase, that demand pushes into a tight market, increases competition, and likely pushes up the prices. Now, we're already seeing prices continuing to rise here on the Sunshine Coast, particularly in that sub $1 million category. The second question that often is asked is, will it actually stimulate the property market? Well, yes, definitely under the sub $1 million category. For first home buyers, we will see more demand there, but it has a flow-on effect, right? So those buyers are purchasing properties from people that are planning to downsize, upsize, and those people will move into other segments of the market. So we will see more demand also in properties over the $1 million range as well. So that will stimulate more demand as well. Now, if you're a seller right now, we expect it's going to be a fairly active market. We're already seeing a lot of the properties that have been listed over the last 30 to 60 days go under contract in the last couple of weeks, which shows a very confident marketplace. So for sellers, from now and the lead up all the way to Christmas, I think it'll be a very busy market and a very good opportunity for you to sell. Now, price forecasts over the next 12 months, a lot of people are saying, 5 to 10%. I think here on the Sunshine Coast, we might even see that a little bit higher. And particularly in those suburbs that are the hotspots for first home buyers, we'll see property prices push up higher there as well, naturally, because there's more demand there. So for buyers, what that means is that, get into the market now, because if we're likely to see a tight market, which will hold. There's a limited availability of new stock coming to the market. Developers are holding off building because costs are too high for them to justify going forward with a lot of the projects that are on hold at the moment. So we're going to see a remaining tight market for the next 12 months. So I think property prices will naturally climb over the next 12 months as well. Now, there is a risk, obviously, for first home buyers going into this. You've got a 5% minimum deposit. Now, if the market goes up a little bit more, great. But if there is a correction, which some people are predicting by the end of 2026, there might be, that puts them in, potentially into the negative. And it also is a liability for the government who incentivize or backs these first home buyers as well. So that's kind of the double-edged sword of this incentive. We've always seen when new incentives come out, an increase in demand and an increase in property market activity. And that's exactly what we're seeing already with this updated home guarantee scheme. Now, there is another RBA meeting in the first week of November, and then another one in the first or second week of December as well for the remaining of the year. Now, we've already seen 3 rate cuts this year. Nico and I have never agreed on what's going to happen in the next RBA meeting, but this time we do. We both feel that the RBA will hold that cash rate in this upcoming meeting. Now, forecasts are a little bit all over the shop. Some are predicting another rate cut this year, whether that's in November or December. And some are actually suggesting that the RBA might decide to increase the rates, which I don't see happening. I actually see a hold in the next meeting early November, but whatever the case is, we're going to see a hot market in the lead up to Christmas. Now, it does slow generally over Christmas and New Year's. Doesn't mean it's a bad time to sell. It just means there's less sellers selling. and naturally less buyers out there as well because people are having holidays and things like that. But I've actually found in the past that we've always done good deals over Christmas and New Year's, and that's because there's less availability and there's still plenty of buyers out there ready to jump into their new property for the new year. So that's my wrap for this week. Check the link below. Make sure you subscribe to our newsletter to keep up to date with all the property information to help you on your next property journey. Have a great day ahead.